find it shocking. Fighting with the world is downhill to a point where we believe that the only way to solve peace is through war and devastation. That's what happened in the last decade with Iraq. We're not here to debate over Iraq, we're here to debate over ISIS. And why, much like a war in Iraq, the Afghan war will prove to be devastating to ourselves. I understand that most of us despise the uprising of ISIS in the Middle East, and I understand that it is not easy to sit on the sidelines and watch Iraq burst into flames in the hands of its own citizens. But we are not here to be the police of the world. It is the country's responsibility to fight against an uprising of evil, and if they are in desperate need of help, then the surrounding countries of great military power should help them. But our history of going into foreign wars, like World War I, II, the Vietnam War, and the war on terrorism in Iraq, have proven to be harmful to our own society. Our country might be a dog on a tight leash, just watching the world and not being able to help or do anything. But we can't just engage in everything. Much like a dog on a tight leash, if let go, we may run out of control and make irrational decisions that can prove to be fatal to our own country on our own actions. ISIS is doing terrible things in the Middle East. That is a fact. But this is not our war to fight. It is out of our control, financially, and it is Iraq's job to fight their civil war. If the uprising of ISIS is something that needs immediate action, we should consider talking to the countries around ISIS. Because why send troops when the surrounding countries have not decided to invade or even go after ISIS? Another question that comes to my mind is what will happen if we win this war, if we ever do go attack. People of the Middle East have a long history of hate and disgust between each other. I don't think that winning this war is going to help settle that difference between them. 9/11 happened, and that was from terrorists. But if we do win this war or lose it, terrorists will still try to devastate our country. And there is nothing that can change that. And this war may eventually tear up the Middle East and leave it as a barren wasteland. It ceased to exist because two Islamist groups disagreed on their beliefs. But if the war doesn't get to that level, then it is reasonable to fight. Right now, it is not. This is not our war, and it's not worth our time, troops, money, or resources.
Our conclusion. To achieve your goals, you have to put all your faith, strength, and passion into them. So what is America's goal? I think that's pretty easy to understand. Peace in such a violent world. In order to have peace, you have to have trust, not only in yourself, but with others. We talk about agreeing with others like it's no big deal, but compromising with people you don't agree with is much harder than it seems. Not just because you don't like them, or because you don't agree with them, but when you compromise with someone, you have to give up some of the things you want. That's why having peace in the world is so difficult. We are all headstrong about our thoughts, and we all want what we want. We don't want to give up something that's ours. To have what you want and to have peace, there are consequences, like how to gain both. War is violent and dirty, but in order to have both peace and what you want, it's necessary. People say ground wars are bad and dirty, and that's true, but how are you going to get stuff done if you don't stand up for what you believe in? And sometimes you have to fight because when two different people believe they're right and they won't want to compromise, have you ever wondered why people look at war in only a negative way? We should look at wars as the next step to success. If the world was peaceful and everyone were perfect, we wouldn't be human, and we wouldn't learn from our mistakes. Instead, we would never grow as a country or as a world. Having a ground war with the ISIS is our next step to success, or in this case, peace. You were put on this earth to achieve your greatest self, to live out your purpose, and to do it courageously, by Dr. Steve Maraboli. We should be proud of what we believe in, and shouldn't be afraid of a little bump in the road, because we are America, and we know how to pick ourselves up, and learn from our mistakes, and do it 5 times better the next time. We grow, we learn, and we fight for our freedom and for our beliefs. So why stop now? Because the only way to succeed is to learn from our mistakes. And having a ground war with ISIS isn't going to be one of them.